Syria-based Palestinian factions gathered in front of the UN headquarters in Damascus to hand over a letter addressed to the UN General Assembly. They blamed the world body for not shouldering its responsibility to end inhumane siege on Syria. They underlined that the earthquake has brought forth the true image of those who claim to be human rights defenders but have abandoned the Syrian people suffering from the natural tragedy.
On behalf of Palestinian factions, we call on the UN General Assembly and all humanitarian organizations to shoulder their responsibilities in lifting the unjust siege of Syria and put an end to the Caesar Act against the Arab country. We call on all countries to break their silence and help Syrians.
The size of the catastrophe as well as growing calls have apparently pressured the EU to jump over their own sanctions, activating what they say is the civil protection mechanism to provide aid to Turkey and Syria. 50 tons of aid from Italy and the EU arrived in Damascus, where the Italian chargé d'affaires affirmed it is time to join efforts away from politics.
Now it's not time to talk about politics, because politics then create other problems. We need to join together. That's the real message that I will bring here from my government. Join all together, all the international donors, all the community, all the actors, also the people, to try to address this tragedy, which is a big tragedy.
The UN says over 5 million people in Syria have been affected by the earthquake and need shelter, food and medicine. The disaster has multiplied the suffering of Syrians who have endured years of foreign-backed war and Western sanctions that left millions dead, displaced and impoverished. War, economic collapse, foreign occupation and now a massive earthquake altogether have caused tremendous suffering for the Syrian people. A significant amount of assistance is needed to resolve the country's dilemmas. And the provision of humanitarian aid to the Syrian people should not be subject to politicization. Muhammad Ali, Press TV, Damascus.